You know, a lot of people, a lot of us want to do certain things in our lives, and I'm kind of looking at this more so from the perspective of someone who wants to maybe be an entrepreneur and work for themselves and have time freedom and flexibility and location freedom, all of these different kind of things. Maybe not so much the typical career path. You can get into a place where all you really want to do is that thing, and all you can focus on is that thing, and you're not flexible in what you're willing to do until you get to that thing. And I hope that makes sense. When you're young, you have the ability to sort of think that way and to have this mindset of I'm just going to focus and do what I have to do to get where I'm at and not compromise in any way and be flexible in any way. And I can understand that. I really can understand that. But in this world and in this life, typically how it would go is that you're not going to be able to get to that desired position instantly, or sometimes even quickly. Sometimes it just takes years and years before you can really get a breakthrough that you're looking for. So I guess I'm saying that to say, don't be afraid of having to go and work a job and go get some money in order to fund not only whatever it is you're trying to do, but also your life. And that's why I say when you're young, it's easy to kind of have this mindset because typically you don't have a lot of responsibilities, you don't have bills to pay. It's sort of easy to think that way. And you really don't have many consequences for thinking that way. But the reality of the situation is when you're in the world and you have obligations and responsibilities, you need money and you need to survive and to fund your life. And that thing that you want to do may not be funding your life currently. So sometimes you got to compromise and go get a job, maybe even work 2 jobs until you're able to make whatever it is that you want to do fund your life and your lifestyle. A lot of people don't want to hear that because it's not idealistic. The ideal thing is to not have to do anything but just focus and then work on your craft or whatever it is that you want to do, and then that thing blowing up and being able to sustain you. But that ain't the reality, bro. And when you get into the real world, you'll understand that. My advice for most young people would be, and let me say this before I even say that. I'm not here saying that money is everything or money is, you gotta focus only on because in my personal opinion, money's nothing. It's no more than a tool or a vehicle or whatever you want to call it. The system in which we live makes money a necessity, and it makes us think and consume our thoughts with money and how we're going to get it. If you want any sort of real, true, tangible freedom, and I guess that's debatable as well, but freedom as far as your time and being able to move and do things as you would like to do, you got to have money. You got to have resources. You have to have resources. And the more money or resources that you have, the more control you have over your time and your freedom. So that's just what it is. So I just wanted to preface it with that. I'm not here to say that, you got money's everything, and that's not at all how what I'm saying here. But my advice would be to young people, while you're young, try and accumulate as much money as you can. as many resources as you can, as many connections with people as you can. People that can help you, that can offer you opportunities. Create relationships with people, but genuine relationships, not always transactional relationships. And I mean, I guess all relationships to some degree are transactional, but you understand what I'm saying. Create real relationships with people. That will open you up to opportunities and advancements and potentially even more money. You know what I mean? So that would be my advice. If you're young, focus on doing that. It's a short. You can spend 5, 6, 7, 8 years of your life just focusing on accumulating resources and money in order to boost you and put you in a position where you can fund yourself as well as funding whatever it is that you're trying to do. And if you're good at what you do, eventually, with enough backing, with your money and funding it, and sharpening your tools and your skills, you'll get to a position where you'll be able to fund your life with what you do if you're good enough at it. But I'm not saying work all of your young life away. I'm not saying that either. Definitely focus on your craft and do what you need to do. But don't put yourself in a position where you're in this mindset of like, I'm not gonna go get a job. I'm not gonna, because sometimes you have to. Sometimes you just have to do that in order to survive. So, yeah, I think that would probably be a good piece of advice. I wish someone would have told me that earlier. And maybe they did, and I just didn't want to hear it. You know, I'm stubborn, and I was then, and I am now still. But I'm working on it. So, anyway, I appreciate y'all watching once again. Peace.